Just rolling up.
These aren't my questions, by the way. Don't blame me for these.
Okay, all right.
At speed.
Lovely. Who do you play in this film, and what attracted you to the role?
Well, I play Jane Carter, and she's a really interesting woman. She's very fierce and strong, and yet she's vulnerable and feminine. And when you meet her, she's experienced a loss and then a failure, and she has to right these wrongs. And so she's really complex. And honestly, when I heard about this movie, it wasn't an offer. I had to audition for it. And I remember when my agents called me and they said, you know, they'd like you to come in and read. And I thought, well, don't waste my time. There's no way. I've always loved Mission Impossible, but I just never thought in a million years they were going to hire me. And they kept calling and saying, no, they'd really like you to come in and read. And so I finally relented, and I did. And then a day later, they said they'd like me to do a screen test with Tom. And a few days later, Brad Bird, our director, and J.J. Abrams, the producer, called me and said, you're our Jane Carter. So all I knew was that Jane Carter was the female lead, and she was a very fierce woman. And so that was all I really needed to hear to want to do it. I just didn't believe that I would get it, so it's kind of a dream.
You've actually answered 2 questions in one there. Thank
Fabulous.
you for that.
Love that.
You have a great fight scene in the movie with Leia.
Thank you.
Tell us about that. How was that to do?
It was such a challenge and really fun. We both really wanted it to look real, and because these are 2 real super spies, you know, and so we wanted the action to be as honest as possible, and so we did all our own stunts, because I think that it just makes it that much more enjoyable for the audience to see the actor really do those stunts. It just, I don't know, it just takes it up a notch. And so it took a lot of time. It was very challenging in the way of rehearsals and making sure that it looked effortless and not too choreographed. And we had a really great trainer and stunt coordinator in Rob Alonzo, who showed us moves that a woman could do that were strong and fierce, but he still allowed us to be women, you know, and that's what I loved. I loved that I got to play this character who's so strong, but she doesn't have to be like a man to pull it off.
So who would win in the real fight? You or Leia?
Okay, Leia, we'll have another fight about this, but I would definitely win. Because I'm scrappy.
Tom. Now, he does his stunts. What is it like working with Tom Cruise?
It's incredible. I mean, it's a dream come true to work with him, because he's an actor I've always admired. I've always been blown away by his performance and the variety of them. I mean, you know, you have Born on the 4th of July, then Jerry Maguire, then Magnolia. I mean, and then a comedy like, you know, Tropic Thunder. This guy, he tries anything, so fearless, and he always does an incredible job. But what really was a surprise and a pleasant surprise at that was that he was an even better human being. He's so kind, so gracious, such a great heart. He's the kind of person that he'll be in a room and he'll notice the one person that's not happy and be like, hey, what's going on? And he wants everybody to look and be great in the movie, not just to himself. He wanted to make sure that Simon, myself, and Jeremy shined, and for that I'm very, very grateful.
Okay, last question.
Yes.
What was your favourite scene to do in the movie, and if you were seeing it for the first time, having not been in it, which scene do you think would knock you out?
Well, I think that it's not one scene that would knock an audience out, but it's Dubai. I mean, it's this section that happens in the movie in Dubai. It's sort of many scenes put together, but it's a really important part of the movie, and they're trying to accomplish a very complicated mission. And not only is Tom doing this death-defying feat, but there's these things happening on different floors, and it's very complex, and our director, Brad Bird, did a great job of making that so compelling and believable. So it's probably one of my favorite parts of the movie as an audience member. And then for me, you know, the fight with Leia was great, and also really the scenes within the palace where, because Jane is pulling off having to be a seductress, but then she also has to be strong and fierce, and there's so many things, and I get to wear a pretty dress, and so the girly girl in me loved that.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.